So
Rich, there are so many storylines.
That's right. So that was my first question to you. Which is the one? No. Which was the first one you want to pull on here?
Man, I like a lot of them equally. Let me start with this one, and it might not be the one that you would start with.
Okay.
I think that organizations, you make picks in one of three lanes. Two of them are really good. One of them is not. The two good lanes are you provide answers, or you double down on philosophy. The third lane is that you create questions with picks. Certain organizations can't help themselves but create questions. Atlanta did that last year. As much as we can like Michael Penix, you created questions with Kirk Cousins signing in the offseason and then drafting Michael Penix. So you create a narrative out of the draft. I don't think that serves your organization very well. And now Atlanta's having to deal with this. Can we move Kirk Cousins? Can we trade him? Is he going to be a $100 million backup, right? So, again, creates questions. I think New York last night, the Giants created questions.
Oh, boy, you did not.
As much as you can love, like, hey, we got Abdul Carter and Jaxson Dart. Is Jaxson Dart your third quarterback? Like, what? You signed two veterans, so are you releasing one of them? Again, you created questions. So there's more that you have to answer now moving forward, even if you like the pick. And I do. I like Jaxson Dart. He's a really good player. I liked Michael Penix. But here we are talking about, like, well, what are you doing? And unfortunately, for New York, they don't have a great track record that all of us can just say, like, well, I trust them. I trust with what they're doing with their plan. You couldn't make Saquon Barkley work. So, what are we doing?
Well, this is not your first Friday rodeo on a draft show on the Rich Eisen Show.
Yeah, and
the first one you did,
fans,
the first one you did in Nashville years ago.
Daniel Jones.
After that pick, you said it was going to essentially set the Giants franchise back years.
And
yeah. Joel Klatt found his camera.
Found his camera. That's a professional.
Just telling that to the radio audience. He found his camera. Looked straight down the barrel.
I forget that we're also.
It's okay. No. It's all good.
Only.
So because we want to be fair and balanced, Brian Daboll last night was asked about Dart and when you're going to play him, and this was his answer. Let's play it for you.
In an ideal world, would you like him to just sort of sit and intern this year? I mean, you said you're fine with him sort of learning from them and sitting.
Yeah, I'd say that'll play out. Russ will be our starter, and that's how it'll be once we get started here in the spring. And look, the process of developing a quarterback is just that. So we're going to do everything we can to develop him and bring him along. And again, I want to make this about Jaxson, his night. Young player, I think he's got a good skill set, and look forward to developing it with him.
Okay, so in that answer, that'll play out. Russ is our starter. Which one? More questions. And then, then he says, well, I want to make this about Jaxson. But you didn't, because you drafted him into a situation where there's more questions. So, listen, I hope it works out. And that's exactly what I said about Daniel Jones. I sat right here. I really do. I hope it works out. I think that the NFL is better when the Giants are really relevant at the top end of the league, and I hope that they can get back to that. I love the Abdul Carter pick. I think he's disruptive. It fits what their division needs. You got to be rugged to go play the Eagles and their run game and Jalen Hurts and try to topple them as right now the kings of the NFL and maybe the NFC East. So I hope that works out. But that pick, trading back in, again, you either provide answers, like a lot of teams provided answers for young quarterbacks last night. And we talked a little bit about that. Jacksonville did it for Trevor Lawrence. Chicago did it for Caleb Williams. There was a few others. Drake May got some protection. So answers versus questions. So that was kind of top of mind as I walked in here, because when I walk in here every year, I think of the Daniel Jones.
So do we. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.